And what do we have? We have the new Bosch 7¼ rear handle circular saw. That's 18 volt, brushless. This one actually, I just seen this thing just got released last week on World of Concrete 2025. I placed the order on this one on Acme Tools, and it said it wasn't gonna start shipping until they said like mid-February, and I was very surprised that, you know, it arrived at my doorstep today. Let's check her out. And there's the saw. It comes with the blade already installed. Just have a quick little 360 of the saw. That's the top of it. I have it paired off right here with the Bosch 12.0. I like the dust port on these. Some of these newer saws that are coming out, the rear handles, there's a couple of them already that have this swiveling dust port, and that tends to shoot the sawdust, you know, away from you. Some of these have them towards the rear right here, which kind of blows all the dust like right in your face. I was playing around with the detents, and it does have detents at 22.5, 45, and then it stops at 53. So we could see here just how the battery looks. This 12.0, you know, seems to fit just beautifully there. I would definitely say this is like the perfect match for the 12.0. Just, you could tell the saw was made just for the 12.0. That's the rear. Talk about the Rafter hook. I think the Rafter hook is definitely something different that hasn't been done before. It just kind of rotates. You know, it goes all the way here, stops right there. That'll definitely be like the sweet spot, and it also has like a detent right here. It's got a detent here, and then it obviously stores into place there. Very nice. The handle feels good. The trigger handle does feels comfortable. One of the things I feel like they kind of missed on was just the fit and finish of this bolt right here. All the other saws have like a kind of like a bullet type of nut, and right here in the front too, on the bevel, it's got the same type. I don't know. I just feel like this will either start to wear out or get caught on things. As far as the material of the shoe and the upper guard and the lower guard, I'm not sure if it's magnesium. Some of these just say real, in an obvious fashion, it says magnesium right here, or it's like printed on there. I don't see anything that says magnesium, nowhere in the description either. But it is rather light. It's a very light saw. Just give it a couple just to see how it sounds. Got a nice break. There it is. And here is right next to the Makita, which I mentioned that, you know, it reminds me a lot of. You know, putting these on the side, you can see how the battery mounts. You could see, you know, very similar fashion how the battery is. The Makita, you know, the bottom of it is, you know, this one has a piece of plastic where it sits. You know, you can see this, the Rafter hook on the Makita is on the side. And this one's on the left side. Makita's on the right. Yeah, definitely reminds me of it, you know. One thing I do like about the Makitas you know, the XGT and the LXT dual battery one is that the motor housing is all die cast, so they're able to make it more compact, like the whole motor housing. It still sticks out quite a bit, you know. But since they use plastic over here and like the rest of the other saws, you know, you have to compensate for the, you know, just the weakness of the plastic and just make it more sturdier. And I'm sure it's hiding more electronics in here. The Makitas, I believe, you know, all the other electronics, I think they hide them inside here. You could tell right here, there's like probably got a heat sink right there. Yeah. But yeah, just very similar in design. You know, that's one thing that I do like about all these saws, is that some of them might be very similar, but they differ in a lot of ways. Here it is, right next to the Flex, which is also, you know, somewhat similar also. Like I said, with the dust, you know, the dust extraction. The Flex over here, it's got its faults, because once you lock this is adjustable too, but it does tend to hit right here. But this one, because of this detent right there, it's only able to, it stops there, and it stops back here. You know, it'll be nicer if you could kind of angle it more towards, you know, say for example like this one, you know, high. But on that, it's a no issue, I'm sure. And you see it like all these other ones, all these other, they use this type of nut. You know, where it's not gonna get snagged on anything. Bosch uses this one where it's, you know, it just seems a little like they didn't finish it there. Also, the battery mounts, it's somewhat similar also, where it's got the side mount right here on this side, where they both have, like, you know, this bottom piece. The Flex has like a little spring action here, where it kind of helps you push the battery up. Once you press the release button on the battery, it kind of helps you spring it forward. And then the Rafter hook, they got this little extra, like a bridge right here that also acts as a handle and as the mount for the Rafter hook. But once again, very similar. And here it is, right next to its, you know, its older brother. You could tell how the new rear handle saws, you know, compared to the old school worm drive type saws, you know. This one is, you know, a little bit of history about Bosch and worm drives is they ended up purchasing Skill a few years ago. And this is the result of them, when they purchased Skill, they pretty much took like Skill's design, but they improved upon it. They made everything magnesium. They put a higher amp motor on it. You know, these things are torque monsters. And these are also, you see that right there, made in USA. You know, Robert Bosch. And there is one that's newer than this one, like a newer model that's equivalent to the Skill saw, but it's pretty much now just a carbon copy of each other, except it just has the blue handles and it says Bosch instead of Skill saw, you know, right across. But definitely, you can tell how they try to do the evolution of them, you know. The thing about these worm drives is that they have such a slim line to them, you know, except for the handle. But if you're trying to cut somewhere where it's, you know, where you need all the space, you definitely see how the motor doesn't pass away from the shoe. And these new ones definitely, you know, the big motor housing is definitely a lot wider than, you know, what this used to be. But these new ones are definitely a lot lighter than these. These are heavy saws. Heavy saws, but people that like their worm drives, you know, that's all they run. That's all they're gonna run, you know. There's another look of them right next to each other. And the blade removal tool is right under the chassis right here. It's got a little indentation right there where you could put your fingertip. You know, it's got the key. It's stores in there, which is nice. Overall, this all looks well made.